I want to thank everyone who has taken the time out of their busy schedule to join us tonight. We appreciate you all. We thank you from wherever you're tuning in from. Wonderful. I trust that everyone is having a good day. Wonderful, wonderful. Prime Life Health presents Sunday Night Health and Wellness Seminar. This week's topic is a very pertinent topic, which is the effect of organic mushroom on cancer cells. Most people, like myself, have known, or there are some who know someone who has been impacted adversely by cancer. Many cancers can be cured if detected early and treated effectively. Tonight, you will hear how organic mushroom can affect cancer cells and what we can do to combat this dreadful disease. You know, cancer is one of the leading cause of death worldwide. And there is something that we can do to even prevent the onset of cancer on us. So as we begin this discussion, I want you to take note of what we can do from this point of view. What we can do to combat this dreadful disease. Let us not fall victim of it. Leading the discussion is one who is well equipped and eloquent enough to deal with this topic. His name is Mr. Christopher Thomas, a health and wellness coach. Tonight, I am very pleased to present to you tonight's presenter, Mr. Christopher Thomas. Mr. Christopher, are you there, sir?
Hey, sir. Clinton Daly. I am very much here, sir. Enjoying a rather cool Sunday evening. What about yourself? How is it over there in Brooklyn?
It's beautiful. After having a night of rain, you know, it really helps. You know, the rain really helps as the spring begins to wash away all those pollens and stuff that is affecting so many persons' sinusitis, you know?
Oh my goodness, my goodness. I'm delighted to hear that, sir. Delighted to hear that. Thank you very much for accepting this great challenge to be a part of this team that facilitates this rather, pertinent discussion that we host here on a Sunday evening across the length and breadth of the world. I want to thank everybody who has taken time out of your busy schedules to be with us this evening. Mine is the pleasure to welcome you and, of course, to lead this evening's discussion. Now, I know that there are individuals here from all geographical locations, and I want to tell you that we appreciate the fact that you took time out to be here. Your being here is indicative of the fact that you take this subject very, very serious, and even if it's not directly pertinent to you, maybe you know somebody who can benefit from the education that we'll provide here this evening. Clinton would have alluded to it. We are looking at cancer and how organic mushrooms can affect these cancer cells, in a way to mitigate the spread or the growth of these cancer cells. And so this evening we want to start by talking about a definition of what really is this thing called cancer, from whence it came, and why is it so dangerous, to humanity, and why is it causing so much pain to so many people across the globe? According to the World Health Organization, cancer is a generic term for a large group of diseases that can affect any part of the body. One defining feature of cancer, according to the World Health Organization, is the rapid creation of abnormal cells that grow beyond their usual boundaries. I want you to bear that in mind as we continue in the discussion, on which they say can invade adjoining parts of the body and spread to other organs. The latter process, they say, is referred to as metastasis. Now, that is an interesting definition for this rather worrying phenomenon that is affecting so many people across the globe. Interestingly, it's an abnormal, the rapid creation of the abnormal cells that grow beyond their usual boundaries. I wanted to bear that in mind and allow that to resonate with you, because we're going to speak, directly to how there is indeed a better way to limit the spread and growth of these cells in the human body. Interestingly, we see where, according to the World Health Organization, again, cancer basically affects the body because of, what we call an overexposure or an overindulgence in certain things, or a lack thereof. In the case of tobacco, the overuse of tobacco, according to research, has shown to essentially cause, or is a factor that really causes the proliferation of cancer. Alcohol consumption and abuse of that as well is another factor that persons are positing. High body mass index, so we're talking about our obese people or overweight people. If you are overweight, if you are obese in any way, shape or form, then the propensity for cancer to spread throughout your body is significantly heightened. So it makes sense for you, to exercise and to become active and to lose the extra body fat that you're carrying. Also, we see where the World Health Organization is saying that people who, are very low on their fruit and vegetable intakes, yes, and of course, this is common sense, because your fruits and your vegetables should really provide your body with the micronutrients that you need in order to ward off oxidative stress, from which the cancers stem. So it makes sense that if you're not taking in sufficient vegetables and, of course, your fruits, then, of course, you're going to have a challenge where that is concerned. Overexposure to toxins. This is a very, very big one. According to research, the average human being would encounter approximately 700,000 toxic chemicals on a daily basis. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. You are using daily body care products. So you are using soaps that are, basically, developed, from different chemicals, perfumes for the ladies, cologne for the men, hair care products for the females, so many different types of hair care products, and of course it continues. Look at your home. If you have roaches and rats at home, then you are spraying those chemicals. You are cleaning your place with bleach and, all different types of different, toxic chemicals that are really just creating mayhem to the human body. And so therefore, the overexposure to these toxic chemicals, our farmers, for example, who are in the fields and they are spraying these chemicals on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, trying to get the crops up and running. Persons who work in the bauxite industry, persons who work in any type of profession that is dust oriented. You're talking about carcinogens. and all of these things that are just so devastating to the system. Asbestos are in some buildings that you are currently working that you are not even aware of, but it is present there. The research is indicating that these are some of the common causes, or some of the things that leads to cancers. Ladies and gentlemen, did you know that cancer is one of the leading causes of death globally? In fact, in the year 2020, approximately 10 million deaths were cancer attributed. Imagine that for a minute. Over 10 million people. Some are friends of yours, some of them are family members, some of them you would have heard about in some cases. But yes, that's what is happening. Cancer is just on the increase in today's world, and even more so because of the things that we discussed earlier in terms of these causes. More and more people, you don't have the time, for example, to prepare a balanced diet at home. You know what I mean? And so therefore your vegetables and your fruit intake is a little bit low. But most importantly, the farmers who are producing these things, they're not allowing them to stay in the ground, as long as they really ought to. And so therefore they are coming forth without the proper nutritional value that they really need in order to feed the body, to ensure that the body is able to function at that very high in tempo where there's absolutely no oxidative stress in the system. Now, interestingly, some of the leading types of cancers, we're talking about breast cancer, mostly affecting females. We have over 2 million cases being reported in 2020. Lung cancer, another one that affects both male and females. You're talking about over 2 million cases again being reported. Colon and rectum cancer, approximately 2 million cases again. Prostate cancer, almost 1.5 million cases. And the truth of the matter is, the majority of that 1.5 million cases, ladies and gentlemen, is really attributed to persons of our color, our ethnicity. More persons of our color and ethnicity seem to be affected by prostate cancer more than the other races. Particularly Jamaican and Caribbean men seem to have a higher propensity towards prostate cancer than any other geographical location. The word is still out there. Nobody knows the direct reason for that. Many different theories have been posited, but none has been concretized in terms of a document to say, yes, these are some things. Some persons say, hey, the Jamaican man is too into the ackee. Some persons say, hey, the Jamaican man is too much into all different types of chemicals. Yes, but so are the men in Africa. So are the men the men in the US and other parts of the world. But you find that the Jamaican man seems to have that higher propensity than any other man. Another cancer that is on the rise again is the skin cancer. Of course, this has to do with an overexposure to the sun. Yes, especially those persons who are Caucasian, yes, in ethnicity, they tend to, they tend to have more, it tends to be more pronounced on those persons rather than us who are very strong in melanin. Another of the cancer is the stomach. Yes, we see well over 1 million cases of those would have been diagnosed in the year 2020, and many of these persons would have succumbed to these particular challenges. Interesting, ladies and gentlemen, as they say, for every problem, there is indeed a possible solution. Don't leave here this evening and don't tell anybody that we tell you that what we're going to talk about is a cure for cancer. Absolutely not. But we have seen where persons have been cured by using what we're going to talk about. So what we're going to talk about this evening in terms of helping to, basically mitigate these cancer cells, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call organic mushrooms. Now, the most potent organic mushrooms on God's green earth would be the reishi mushroom, scientifically known as the Ganoderma lucidium. Yes, the reishi mushroom, yes, scientifically known as the Ganoderma lucidum. There's also the chaga mushroom, the turkey tail, and the cordyceps. These are the 4 most powerful in terms of alleviating, based on research that is coming from some very interesting place that you're going to see later on in the presentation. Interestingly, one research would have indicated that persons who consume mushrooms, they have a lower risk of developing cancer. In fact, it was very pronounced to state that people who consume 18 grams of mushroom daily, yes, they have found that there's a 45% decrease in their risk of developing cancer. That is what research is saying. You're consuming mushrooms, 18 grams, every single day, yes? And of course, what that is saying is that you are very much in a good place because you will have a 45% less chance of developing cancer. Another piece of research coming from the Harvard Medical School would have conveyed that people who consume mushroom 3 or more times per week, they have a 43% lower risk of developing particularly prostate cancer. Now you see where we are going, and we're going to look into this now for you to understand that yes, it is possible that mushrooms are able to help in this regard. Now, here is someone who would have had the challenge of cancer. This individual would have been exposed to what is called stage 4 gastric cancer. Yes, that is cancer of the stomach. This gentleman, Mr. Armand Puyol, when he was diagnosed, he was told that he had just about 6 months to live. Imagine that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months from the point of his diagnosis. Yes, the doctor said, you are going to be no longer here. However, his wife, who was a conventional doctor, so she went to medical school and she has that training. However, she is also trained in what is called, the holistic medicine. She's a naturopathic specialist by training as well. And so when she got the news, she would have decided that the best thing for her to do, in addition to what the doctors were prescribing for her husband, she would take a risk. And so she went in search of mushrooms. And the mushrooms that she encountered would have been the reishi, the chaga, and the cordyceps mushroom. Now, interestingly, she returned to the United States, ladies and gentlemen, and she would have fed Mr. Armand Puyol a daily dosage of these 3 mushrooms. Yes? Having fed Mr. Armand Puyol for the entire 6 months, guess what happened? The man was alive. Yes. After the 6 months had passed, he was very much alive. In fact, when they returned to the doctors were literally flabbergasted. They could not believe that the man that they had sentenced to death was very much alive and well. Now, Mr. Puyol and the Dr. Esther Ramos, they both attribute his overcoming stage 4 gastric cancer to the use of these particular mushrooms, yes, in addition to the treatments that were prescribed by his physician. But note, his physician told him that even what they prescribed for him was insufficient. He was just going to not be here. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 13 years and counting. And let me give you the good news. Mr. Armand Puyol is alive. But most importantly, he's cancer-free. I wanted to drop the number 7 in the chat. Yes, giving glory to God, because indeed the Bible did say that the herbs, they are indeed the healing of the nation. Not the herb, But the herbs, they are indeed the healing of the nation. And if you know the right herbs to utilize on a daily, weekly, monthly, annual basis, right? Once you treat them properly, because you can't just pick up herbs and just consume them like that, right? They'll damage various parts of your body. They have to be dealt with by experts, persons who have the knowledge, persons who are naturopathic specialists, yes, for them to have the desired outcome for the human body, yes. And so therefore, Dr. Esther Remus, in her wisdom, would have fed Mr. Armand Puyol on these mushrooms. And today he's here to tell his story, to say, listen, I was diagnosed with stage 4 gastric cancer. The doctors gave me over. And what do you know? I used the reishi mushroom, the shaga mushroom, and the cordyceps. And these mushrooms has basically led to him being alive today. That is indeed amazing. And so therefore, Mr. Armand Puyol, being the kind-hearted, benevolent individual that he is, he decided with his wife, Dr. Esther Remus, that if he could have experienced such great healing through the use of the mushrooms, then it makes perfect sense that he shares these mushrooms with as many people as he possibly can. Now, what is of great importance, ladies and gentlemen, for us to understand, is that one of the main reasons for cancer in the human body is the fact that we are overexposed to toxins. So Mr. Armand Puyol and Dr. Esther Remus, in their wisdom, decides that, look, if we are going to help people to overcome not just cancer, but other types of ailments, then the best thing for us to do is to develop a product that can help to detoxify the body from a cellular level. As a result of that, Dr. Esther Remus produced what is now being declared as the original detox tea. It's called the Vida Divina detox tea, ladies and gentlemen. This tea is formulated to naturally cleanse and detoxify every single cell in the human body. Remember, we learned earlier that the cancers, they occur when out of abnormalities, and of course they continue to basically increase and grow through the cells in the body, and they spread not through your blood, but through the cells in the body. So once it starts here, the possibility exists that because the cells are intertwined, yes, then it is going to be going around all throughout the body if it is not dealt with immediately. So here is a product, yes, that is enriched and empowered with 2 of the mushroom. There are a total of 12 ingredients that constitute this particular product. But of course, of the 12, there are 2 of the mushrooms here. We're talking about the shaga and we're talking about the reishi mushroom. Interestingly, ladies and gentlemen, this product is designed specifically to detoxify the liver, the kidneys, the colon, and of course your arteries. Now, those areas are critical areas of the human body. Your liver, for example, is the body's natural detox organ. But of course, with overwork and overexposure to all types of toxins can bring about a level of clog to this particular organ, right? And so itself needs a bit of detox. And that's how the Vida Divina comes in. The kidneys, for example, for excreting waste from the body, particularly urine, here, of course, comes under loads of pressure sometimes, yes? And as a result of other things, particularly type 2 diabetes, is sometimes weakened and leads to some serious challenges in the body, where people have to go on dialysis and that type of thing. This tea helps in that regard to mitigate that particular challenge. Yes, the arteries, yes, inundated with all types of muck, clogged up with, all types of things that are not to be in your system. Here again, preventing your blood from circulating effectively. This particular product eliminates all of that from the arteries and allow your blood to flow rather freely. In terms of the colon, We're talking about the parasites. We're talking about fecal matters that is lodging there, sitting there comfortably, as if it's supposed to be a part of your system. Can I tell you, this product is designed to eliminate all of that. The cells would have been affected by those oxidative stress, because like we said before, the oxidative stress is a primary concern in terms of the cancer, because everything starts from there. Once the system gets to that point where the oxidative stress has inundates the body, then of course now you need to have the body now cleansed and purified so as to eliminate that oxidative stress. So now that we have set the tone, we want to now move into the mushrooms and look at them individually to see how they can benefit you and the people that you love and care about. Yes? Now let us look first at the reishi mushroom. Now, the reishi mushroom, ladies and gentlemen, has some very important features and benefits to the body. It helps to lower blood pressure, lower cholesterol, improves liver function, yes, manages type 2 diabetes in terms of regulating it. But importantly, what this thing does is that it regulates normal body function. And with the regulation of normal body function, a thing like cancer comes under serious threat when it is interacting with reishi mushroom inside of the body. Reishi mushroom is known for its antioxidant components. So we're talking about 150 antioxidants, over 200 phytonutrients, and over 3,000 polyphenols. What are these things? Well, guess what happened? Let me shock you. These, ladies and gentlemen, are what you call your micronutrients that you're not getting. So you remember now, your vegetables and your fruits are supposed to provide the body with all the micronutrients that you need in order to ward off oxidative stress, in order to ward off infections and viruses, in order to strengthen your immune system in such a way that not even the common cold should affect you. However, over time, what we are seeing is that more and more people are being affected by, as the clock tick, there's a virus in your system. Why is that so? It's because of oxidative stress, and primarily because you're not actually receiving the amount of antioxidants, phytonutrients, and polyphenols that you ought to from your fruits and your vegetables, because they are not spending enough time in the earth for them to encounter the amount of sunlight, for them to receive the amount of water, and for them to also receive the amount of nutrients that the earth itself has for these particular plants. And so here comes the reishi mushroom that has all these antioxidants, all these phytonutrients, and all these polyphenols that contains all of these things that you need, the micronutrients now, to enable your body to look at a thing like oxidative stress and say, listen, you do not belong in this body. Vacate the premises, please. Yes, not just that, builds up immunity against name the conditions, ladies and gentlemen. And so, with the reishi mushroom now, known for its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory, including immune boosting and anti-aging, stress relieving, cancer preventative, tumor reducing, and heart health benefits, a study in 2004 indicate that, you see, when people who use the reishi mushroom, here's what happened to them. When they use the reishi mushroom, the mushroom has the propensity, in fact, it has the highest propensity of all the mushrooms to kill cancer cells. That's what we're talking about here today. We're talking about the effect of organic mushrooms on cancer cells. And I'm declaring to you just now that the reishi mushroom is a mushroom that, if you're not familiar with it, if you don't have a bottle at home, or if you don't have it at home, make sure the person who invited you here this evening knows that you came and that you need the reishi mushroom. Because here is what their research is saying, that this mushroom has the propensity to kill cancer cells in the human body. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, drop the number 7 in the chat, giving glory and praise to God. Because can I tell you, if you look over Asia, where these mushrooms come from, you will see the Japanese, you will see some Chinese and some other people looking like them. What is it that they have in common? Do you know what they have in common? They have good health. Type the words good health in the chat for me. These people, have the highest community of centurions. Do you know who is a centurion? Somebody who is 100 years and more. And these people are healthy. And when you ask the question, what about you that is so different from the people who are dying so frequently at 45 and 25 and 30? You know what they'll tell you? That a very, very strong portion of their diet is mushrooms. No, the mushrooms that they utilize, these mushrooms, ladies and gentlemen, are harvested on a mushroom farm. Yes, they use logwoods to basically grow the mushroom. So they have the mushroom seed, and they cut the logwood, they put it in the logwood, and they have maybe a logwood with 10 different pieces of mushroom, and that goes into a particular field. And it stays there, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, for over 10 years. That is when it is harvested. So what are you receiving? You are receiving all your antioxidants, you're receiving all your phytonutrients, and you're receiving all your polyphenols. These are your micronutrients that your body needs to fight things like cancer. Now, reishi mushroom, they say, they put the brake on what is called cell division and induce death in tumors. Yes, that's what it does. It kills the tumors in the system, right? It is able to do this, particularly with cancers such as lung cancer, soft tissue cancer, breast cancer, ovarian cancer, colon cancer, prostate cancer, and of course cancer of the bladder. So when you look at it, there is none really that escapes the reishi mushroom. But let me tell you a little more about the reishi mushroom. We have reishi mushroom available here. The person who invites you here, they have it, right? So here's how we have that available now. The reishi mushroom is available in what is called capsules, and it is available in powder and gel cap. That's the 3 different levels that we have. The Ganoderma, for example, this bottle here, pardon, which is the same reishi mushroom, it has 90 capsules. Yes? One of the capsules is 500 milligrams. Remember, the research says that if you consume 18 milligrams per day, then the propensity for you to develop cancer is reduced by 45%. So imagine if you are taking twice and triple that, what does that mean for your body, right? So this is the 90-day supply. Here we have another high potency. So the 90-day supply is very good. We love it and we appreciate it. But this is a higher grade of the reishi mushroom. This is called the reishi extract now. The extract is higher in potency. So in terms of the damage to the cancer cells, this will do a lot more damage than just the capsules alone, right? And here you take just about 2 teaspoons in your smoothies or your, whatever you consume on a daily basis. Your smoothie, your coffee, if you're a coffee consumer, if you are that individual who is very strong in terms of your beverages, you make sure that you're extracting your juice, etc. You utilize this mushroom, at every opportunity that you actually get. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a fluke, but it gets better because here now we have the high potency. This is the highest potency of the reishi mushroom available from the person that invited you. This is called the reishi spore oil. Now, the reishi spore oil, ladies and gentlemen, what makes it so powerful is the fact that each gel cap consists of 2.5 pounds of reishi mushroom. So what they have done is that they got 2.5 pounds of reishi together and they ground it and convert it into that small gel cap right there. Let me just take a taste of my tea because I don't go anywhere and don't drink my tea no matter what time of day it is. This is a Vida Divina detox tea. I'm just taking a sip right now. Very delicious. I drink this every single day. Clinton can tell you the same thing. He doesn't go anywhere without it, right? This is what we're talking about right here. This is the reishi spore oil, right? Somebody in Jamaica recently ordered this, and I'm waiting to deliver it to them. Right, this is what it looks like. This is a month supply, and it is very, very, very powerful in terms of what it does. You heard the reishi mushroom is that mushroom that doesn't play with cancer cells. Once it comes in contact with it, it's going to deal with it in a very strong and powerful way. It gets better though, because then we have the shaga mushroom. And of course, the shaga mushroom has become a favorite of many people. The shaga mushroom is also available in capsule form, and it is also available in the powdered form, which is the extract form, the high potency extract here. Now, interestingly, when I talk to you about this, the shaga mushroom is a nutrient-dense superfood. You see, they call it the king of medicinal mushrooms for a particular reason, and I'm going to share that with you now. It is so packed with nutrients, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about all your vitamins. I'm talking about all your minerals. So here we are talking about all the antioxidants again, all the phytonutrients, yes, and all of those polyphenols that your good body need in order to enjoy quality health. The vitamin B17, are you aware of that vitamin? I would love for you, when you're through with this presentation, to go and do a little research on the vitamin B17, because that vitamin B17, along with vitamin D, they are said to be two of the strongest anti-cancer, anti-tumor vitamins available on God's green earth. Can I shock you this evening and tell you a good story? Both are available in this shaga mushroom. And like I said, we have the bottle with 90 capsules, and we have the powder, the high potency extract, where a bottle will last you for anywhere from a month to 2 months, depending on how you use it, right? And you're looking at all the benefits here on your screen, including the subject of the day, fighting and eliminating cancer cells. Isn't that amazing? Drop the number 7 in the chat, because we're giving God glory for the knowledge that He has deposited in the brains of these people. And also, we can't forget Dr. Esther Ramos, who would have reached out to those organic farmers over there in Asia, and they would have provided her with these mushrooms, and she would have used them on her husband, and said, no, the man is free of stage 4 gastric cancer. It gets better, because there's also the cordyceps. Oh my goodness gracious me. I just want you to go to the chat and type the word cordy, C-O-R-D-Y. Type the word cordy. Now, the cordy mushroom, you see, has become, we have always talked about it, and in our pronouncement of it, we normally specifically speak about the respiratory health that it grants the body. We talk about the athletic performances that people may achieve if they use it. We talk about the support it gives to the kidneys. We talk about the support it gives to the liver. We talk about it balancing the immune system. We talk about the powerful anti-inflammatory, value that it had to the body. But now we are recognizing that this mushroom is also anti-cancer and anti-tumors. And a study that was done on it would have revealed that in particularly people who are struggling with breast cancer, when they conducted the research, they found 2 very important things. Number 1, they realized that the cells, yes, the cancer-causing cells, they reduced significantly to the point where there was absolutely no visibility. I want you to type the number 7 in the chat for that, because the research was done, and when they look at it, they say, hold on, we're not understanding what is going on here. There was the cancer cell. We gave the people the cordy mushroom. They took the cordy mushroom over a protracted period of time, and now the cancer cells are not visible, but it gets better. They say, okay, the cancer cells are not here anymore, but will they come back? Will they return? Well, guess what happened? What they found is that people who use the cordy mushroom, it inhibits the proliferation of cancer cell growth. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm super excited for a man like Mr. Armand Puyol, who would have taken the initiative to say, listen, I refuse to be selfish. I refuse to keep this information to myself. I am going to share it with every Jack and Jill that I come in contact with. And so that is why I'm here this evening, utilizing my Sunday evening, yes, where I could be watching a football game, watching a basketball game, visiting my family members or something. But I decided to sit here this evening and to educate you on the great benefits of these great mushrooms. Let's get better, because at Vida we're always improving. Our mantra is very simple, and that is to help you, the people that you love and care about, to live their best lives. Yes, and so we, through Mr. Armand Puyol and Dr. Esther Remus, recognized recently